Hey guys, it's me Daniel with OCG, the one children's charity that you wish your own child should be part of too. Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about something extremely genius or crazy. I mean, usually I'm bringing you videos about our projects, planting trees and building stuff from single-use plastic with the children and all that, which is amazing. But today I have a very odd video saying that I believe that it is extremely important for me to bring you this video because it's about a horrible disease that to the traditional medicine is incurable. And the reason I'm talking to you about this disease is because it comes on mostly at puberty, which means a lot of teenagers are being affected by this disease and they don't know how to fix it, they don't know how to cure it. All they can do, the doctors these days, are just to help you or help these people keep this disease under control. But when we say under control, it means a lot of painkillers, antibiotics, hormones, and things that we all know normally are not very good for our bodies, for these people's bodies. And the pain these people are going through physically, I mean, is horrible. It's a horrible pain. It's a disease which affects the skin glands, and the skin glands are getting infected, and when they get infected they start to grow. They make like lumps on your skin and they start to grow, and you cannot touch them with your hand, with your clothes, anything. And when they burst, they leave such a horrible mark, scar, like you were burned with hot water. And a lot of teenagers, I've seen on Google pictures with a lot of teenagers having this extremely bad lumps and scars on their face and necks and chest and legs everywhere. This is a horrible disease. I looked it up and I saw a TED talk with a guy who said, I am desperate and I'm only talking to you here because I hope one day a medicine student will find a cure, because this affects almost 350 million people in the world. Now guys, I found the cure. I know it's gonna sound crazy. I'm not a medical professional. I've studied environmental sciences, nothing to do with medicine. This is not a medical advice, and if you suffer with this disease, you have to understand that any action you take, whether it's due to this video or not, it's on your own. Okay? I'm only gonna tell you my personal experience and how I managed to find this cure. And it only took me 5 days. That's it. 5 days. And I cured it. Okay? I didn't have to go through any antibiotics, not one painkiller, nothing. It took me 5 days and I cured it. But again, if you're desperate and you want to try, it's only because you want to do it, not because I told you so. I mean, you have to understand that no matter how much I'm trying to help, and I hope that this video will help at least one other person in this world out of those 350 million to get better or cured as I did. But again, you have to understand that in this day of age, I might get in a serious trouble if you think that I'm giving you an advice now. I am not giving you any advice. I'm only telling you my experience because I truly want to help you. Okay? I had to say this. Now, this disease is called hidradenitis suppuratis. It's quite hard to pronounce, but it has two other names, which is boils or ACNE inversa. And this is a disease of the skin glands. No one knows why, how, and what's the cause for the skin glands to get infected like that. And they don't know how to cure it. And it's horrible. Okay? So, a few years ago, I had this lump on the back of my neck, and it was going bigger and bigger. It was growing, and it was starting to hurt really badly. And I went to the doctors, and the doctors said they don't know what it is and they cannot cut it out, because being on my neck, there's a lot of nerve endings, extremely important nerve endings, and they said they cannot do it. And thank God they didn't do it. And I'll tell you why. Because this guy on TED Talk, he said he had his first one on his head, and because it was an easier place to operate on, they did. And a few weeks or months later, he said Bob's, that's how he called it, Bob's cousins came desperately out everywhere on his body. And ever since then, he just couldn't do anything about it, but just trying as best as possible to manage it with hundreds of bandages, desperately trying to wrap him up so he can actually go to work and back, because you can't touch him with your clothes or hands or anything. They're really, really painful and bad. So when the doctors told me about this, that they can't do anything about it, I said, yeah, but it hurts really badly and it's getting bigger. So they said, we have a solution: painkillers. That's it. That was it. So I didn't want to take painkillers. And what I've done, at the time, I discovered a solution online that it's made of two parts, and you have to mix them up and dilute it with water. And I decided I'll buy those insulin pens, the very thin syringes, and I've injected myself with 1 milligram of that solution into my neck, into that lump. At the time, my wife said I'm crazy. I have a son and I should think of his future, that if I die, or even worse, if I become a cripple, what will happen? But I said to her, look, what can I do? the doctors cannot help me in any way but painkillers. So I decided that was my best chance. And guys, in 5 days, after 5 injections, I said, the lump went down like 70%, and I can still feel it, but that's it. It's there. I never had pain again, and nothing happened. And the reason I'm only telling you this now, after so many years, is because 2 months ago, I discovered some lumps under my armpit. And I went to the GP, and GP told me, I'm sorry to understand that you have this disease, and all I can give you is antibiotics, and if the pain gets worse, all you have to do is just come back to us or go to emergency room, because this is how bad it is. I mean, these things under my arm woke me up one night and kept me up for about 2 hours, and the pain was excruciating. It was so weird. I've never felt anything like it. And I understood how bad. I mean, it was even worse than what the one on my neck was a few years ago. And when I tried to feel the lumps under my armpit, it was like this lump underneath my armpit with a lot of lumps on it, like this big, huge, like a ping pong ball. So obviously, what could I do? It worked for the first one, which I didn't know what it was at the time. Now I understood what the first one was. Easy, yeah? I took the injections, I took the solution, mixed it up, and injected myself again 5 times. Well, 6 times this time, just because, well, I wanted to make sure, but it doesn't matter. It's 5 times. That's all it took me. 5 injections. And after that, they went down. I didn't feel any pain anymore. 2 months later, like today, if I want to feel them, I can only feel something like really, really tiny, but nothing. That big thing is gone completely. And man, I feel so happy. I mean, I have goosebumps every time I'm thinking that if this video might be able to help at least a few other people, being, you know, especially the desperate ones, it would be amazing. But again, you only do it if you think you're brave enough, or if you think you're desperate, or if you think it makes any sense of logic to you. Because obviously, after you watch this video, you might want to go to your doctor and ask them, you know, look, watch this video. Tell me, what is this guy telling us about? And my logic here is very simple. Not many people understand that the skin is the largest organ in our body, but it's not in our body, it's on our body. And whether we're talking the toe or the top of your head, it's the same organ. So when the doctors removed that lump from that guy's head on the TED Talk, I'm guessing, and this is just my logic, again, I'm not a medical professional, it's just my logic telling me that there was a signal from that, whatever virus it is, which instantly transmitted through the whole of this organ, the skin, and they started to react badly because they removed that one. Now, again, if you go to your doctor might say, and I can tell you now, this guy is crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And I can't help you with that. Okay? Please, don't be upset with your doctor. He's only telling you this not because he's a mean person or this, he doesn't want to help. I mean, our doctors, I have such respect for our doctors because they're amazing people. But again, in this day of age, they can't just agree for you to use a non-medical traditional treatment, because they will lose their license. So everything I'm telling you now that I've done, obviously, it's out of ordinary. It's crazy. But it worked in 5 days after 5 injections, okay? 1 milliliter. Okay. Now you might ask, of course, you're looking forward for me to tell you what that solution is. Now this solution, I'm gonna add a picture so you can see what I'm talking about. But this solution, it's for drinking purposes. So it couldn't be bad. I don't think it's bad. I'm sorry, my gimbal keeps going left and I don't know why. So when you go hiking, you don't want to carry 5 liters, 10 liters of water with you, because then obviously it's going to get you tired. You just get an empty flask and this solution, which are 2 tiny tubes, which can treat up to 60 liters of water. And you just take the water from whatever you find, lake, river, whatever, mix up this solution, yeah, put it in the water and drink the water. So I'm sure it can't be bad. If you can drink it, can't be bad to inject it. But my logic was, instead of putting the antibiotics in and killing all the bacteria, good and bad, and then allow my body to clear this infection, which is quite far from the stomach and you know, I'm guessing it's far in a sense that obviously if the medical industry did not manage to cure this disease in so many years, I'm guessing it's just not working. So why would I put so many antibiotics in my body, killing everything, leaving my body exposed for other diseases for all that time, when I can tackle the problem from the outside? Because it's the skin, which is the outside layer. So I injected this solution straight into those glands, and it worked, not just once, twice. Do you think that do you want to ask that it could come back? Yeah, it might. It came back 3 years later after the first one. It might come back. Am I afraid? No. I know how to fix it in 5 days. So again, I'll add the picture one more time for you to see what solution I'm talking about. In theory, you shouldn't be afraid of it, because you're only injecting, well, I've injected 5 milliliters of this solution diluted with water, and the dilution was, I think, 1 to 10 parts or 1 to 5 parts, something like that, like tiny amount of this solution, yeah, mostly was water, and that's it. I can't tell you anything anymore apart from the fact that it works. And I need to come back again and give you this disclaimer. I am not a medical professional. This is not a medical advice. Everything you do because you want to. This is only my personal experience, and please allow me to say this, because I want to help, but I don't want to get in trouble. Okay? In the past, I've heard of people ingesting this solution in a huge quantity, and they've only felt sick for for a short while, but from what I understand, you cannot overdose on this. So it shouldn't be bad. It shouldn't be bad. It's for drinking purposes anyway, to clean the water. Therefore, if you know anyone that has this disease, show him this video, let him decide. If you have this disease, then it's up to you whether you want to carry on with the treatment that your doctor gives you, or you want to try. It's up to you, your decision only. And if you try and it works for you too, then just thank God. Don't thank me, thank God, because I'm only here because of God, and that's it. So again, it's me, Daniel, with OCG, the one children's charity that you wish your own child should be part of too. I love you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.